Okay, so welcome everybody. Hopefully you guys just got a chance to catch the Show Me the Money call that our very own Chelsea Crawford was on. Chelsea, I don't know if you've gotten a chance to hop on this yet, but you did absolutely amazing. We are so proud of you. You just represented everyone so well and were so well spoken. Drop a 1 in the comments if you guys were so impressed at how Chelsea just delivered and carried herself on that call. I know I was, and you guys know I don't get very emotional, like hardly at all. I cry like less than 4 times a year. But I like found my eyes watering up listening to her. Like she just is so well spoken and just so genuine, and just hearing her heart for people in this business just absolutely touched me so much. And I'm just so proud of her for getting asked to be on that call, and just so honored that she was picked to represent our team. She just did so amazing. But anyways, we're going to jump right in. I'm super excited for tonight's Zoom. You guys, Melissa just went diamond tonight. You guys drop her a congratulations in the chat, or I guess I said tonight, it was actually earlier today. Melissa has only really been in the business for like 3 months. And she has just been killing it. And I'm so excited for you guys to hear her story, hear tips for how you can end the month strong, things that have been working for her, and just everything in between. So without further ado, Melissa, if you just want to get started and introduce yourself to everybody and just tell us your story and like how you came into the business.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for having me, Brittany. So yes, I'm Melissa Marrufo. I'm a mom of 3. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. And then my husband and I, we live in McKinney, Texas, so near Dallas. I'm a teacher, so I've taught for 9 years now. And then I'm from Arkansas, so you're gonna notice a bit of a twang. You could ask my team, I talk real fast. I'm gonna try to slow down for y'all. That's my German in me. But yes, so I was following Brittany for a little bit over a year, I know. And she always stood out to me on social media as just being that light, being so positive, bold, and strong in her faith. So I always found her very inspirational just through social media itself. And then it wasn't until after I had my 3rd baby girl that I reached out to her and was interested in starting some products just to make myself feel better. I was about to go on a beach trip. I was like, give me some of that gel. And so we'll talk upsell in a little bit, but I went for just the defining gel. I was like on teacher budget. So like be patient with us who are like more frugal and like, I don't know. Anyway, so that was me starting out. And so each month I would get a different product. I wasn't a coffee drinker at the time. And so I would just try a different one each month. And every time I didn't go into my account myself. I never did. Brittany would go in and change it for me. So there from the very beginning as a customer, I felt so very well taken care of by her. And then whenever it came to my 6th month and I had that $70 credit, I was like, oh, wow, this company is really good to me. So all along, like that process, those seeds were being planted, and then I had hosted a post for her in September, and it was an opportunity post. And I had about 18 people comment. And so now being on the other side, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people that are interested. But so of course she did reach out to me, and I pretty much was just, not right now. I was with another company at the time, like kidnapper, like all the way. I wasn't working it. It was just a hobby. And all I can really say about that is there's just a complete difference. Y'all know what a blessing this team is, what this company is, and I can only really speak to that. But it's a complete difference, and I'm so thankful that I eventually jumped. So after I did that hosted post in September, it wasn't until January when I reached out. And another thing about Brittany and her posts, they were so relatable. It really spoke to me as a mom because I wasn't really doing a good job of taking care of myself, so it took me in January having my birthday money to buy my kit, okay? So that's where my mindset was like, oh, I'm not gonna feel guilty now buying, this business starter kit because it's my birthday money. So that kind of goes into her post and just her theme all around, really taking good care of yourself as a mom, that I carry on with me now through my message. But yeah, that's what got me started in January. I reached out. She was so patient with me in all of her questions. And in January, with my birthday money, I started the business. First month, I paid off that kid, like no big deal, signed my husband up. And it's just been a blessing ever since. And so just know through that experience itself is, you know, for us to be that light, just like Brittani was for me, to be relatable in your post, just like she always, you know, I feel like she was speaking into me. She was consistent every day. And then, you know, it's planting those seeds that helped get me started.
Oh my gosh, I just love hearing it so much, like from your perspective, because I remember it all like it was yesterday too. Like I remember in September, you guys, she did this host to post for me, and it literally blew up, like blew up. In fact, one of the comments on here is on here today, Amanda Wellborn, and I remember us talking about and this just goes to show you guys it's so crazy because so many people that come into the business, like this is a similar dynamic. Like I know you guys heard last Zoom, Sephora talking about that. Like her cousin hosted a post for me, Sephora joined, and then now her cousin joined her. Like it's just crazy how everything works. And you know, I remember Melissa being like, no, not right now. I'm just happy to support you. And I like deep down in my soul knew she was going to join eventually. So I was okay with that. Like if it's not her time yet, it's not her time yet. And when she came to me in January, I was so excited because I've always known you would kill this, Melissa. I clearly look at you. You are. And I just hope like that's just such a good reminder, you guys, like take care of your customers. Your customers can turn into just the very best distributors. So don't neglect taking care of your customers while you're on the hunt for distributors, because as they fall in love with the products, they can turn into distributors. And that's, I think, where it comes into just like being patient with your seeds. Like don't rush the process. Like some people will join you the first conversation you guys have. And some people, it may take 6 months, but that's okay because they're going to join when it's right for them. And so Melissa, you're just like such a picture perfect example of that. I would love to hear you just share with everybody. I know when you first got started, you didn't really have your sights set on diamond right away. And you were looking at this more like, okay, I definitely know I can make money. I can make a few $100s a month. But then something shifted and you did want to go all in. And that's when, you know, we saw you go from like ruby to diamond so quickly. So do you want to speak on that a little bit on like what your mindset was when you came in, and then what the shift was, and then how you kind of transitioned into where you are now?
Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so when I first started, it was just for that couple of $100. So as a mom, I would have no mom guilt, taking care of my nails and like maybe getting a maid every now and then. Like that was it. So that's truly how I started it. And so I started being consistent in my posting, kind of slow at first, you know, knowing to kind of follow that 6. But as part of that daily 6, y'all can probably guess which one is the most important. And I find that true, and what made the difference overall was that self-development component. So one thing I know, you know, Brittani talks a lot about is, of course, the books to be reading. So that's something I automatically started putting in my ear pretty early on. So the first one I read was The Rhinoceros Success, and then it was Chop Wood, Carry Water, which I loved that one. And then now I'm doing the 10X rule. So anyways, having that in my ear and just listening to it, like I was doing it like on the way to work a lot of the times, just finding those nooks and crannies in the day and really listening to those books. And so that's what initially helped me catch that vision, is like seeing at what I was doing as an actual business and seeing that I could push myself further. And I became more realization to me that I could actually do something, you know, with this business. I could be providing more for my family. And those books, like that did it for me. I kept the theme of my head, as well as, you know, why not me? That kept on being on repeat at the very early on as well. And so that's what initially gave me that boost into thinking, you know, more into it. And then as far as like ruby to diamond, April was a huge, huge month for me. And really, it started with that first week doing the power hours. That was huge for me because I knew what the daily 6 were, but I really didn't know how to excel in each area. So like Annie did one today. So I encourage you, whenever there's one on, like hop on. Like I took away so much from that because there were so many tidbits from each component that I really took off with. Like one with Jordan, she was saying with her opportunity post, like she always prays over it, you know, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's so powerful. And then, anyways, my main thing is hop on a Zoom because you'll learn so much from that and be able to elevate that. And Chop Wood, Carry Water, it talks about falling in love with the process. And so like, this is the process that I wanted to fall in love with. I knew this is what I was supposed to be doing, and I needed to fall in love with it. No matter how small it seemed, I knew that this was going to get me somewhere if I was consistent in that. And just like with our products, the same thing with the business. It's what you're consistent with the small things that's going to, you know, really make that big impact in you, like that self-development component, and in your business. So this was huge for me. And then another one was really just leaving no place for fear, because I was leaving place for fear in January and February. I was holding back from my host a post. That was a big one for me. I really felt like I was putting myself out there too much if I was doing host to post. But man, it took off. And whenever I look at all of my customers this month, half of them I knew and half of them I have no clue who they are. And they are people that I was on the phone with. Like, it's just amazing, like what that did for me. So like, whatever that fear is for you, whether you're like kind of timid with your follow-ups, whether you're afraid to do, you know, more of like the product post, because that was another one of mine. I'm like, well, I don't know if I want to post that before. And I don't know why that fear was there. I mean, it's silly. So anyways, leave that fear out. God's going to do something with you stepping out, showing up each day. And that's exactly what he did for me, y'all. Like, showing up in these areas that I was so afraid to do. And then each morning I started my prayer of Jabez. I've read through it now. The first time I really wasn't comprehending it that well, but now I'm like underlining, highlighting, writing notes out to the side, really digging into that and what that offers me. So that was a huge component, is just stepping out of that fear and trusting in him and showing up, you know, showing up and trusting that he's going to take care of me in that way. Trying to think what else was big. I mean, each night and each day I had my goal. Like, I would wake up, I roll over, I write my affirmations, I have my book, and then I have my goals for the day. So like one day, my first day of like hitting 5 customers, that was my goal every day. And so before I went to bed, I'd write out my goals and I'd make sure it was going to happen. Like, I had conversations going on in my messenger. Like, I knew I was going to wake up to some people having responded to me. So waking up to those goals was huge, and just setting those up each day, I know, was a huge component in me accomplishing this.
Oh my gosh, I love that so, so much. I love just hearing you say, like, you went to bed, like, knowing that was going to happen. And this is something, you guys, we talk about all the time. Like, you have to believe. You can't just like kind of halfway do something and like hope it works, but you don't really think it's going to work, and then somehow like expect that it's going to work. Like, you have to be all in and have your, you know, faith at such a level that you're expecting it. And I think that's the best way I could say it, is like remaining expectant. And I saw that shift in Melissa, and it was so amazing because I watched her still do really well the first couple months, by no means doing poorly in the business, like doing well. But I watched this shift, like she said, the first week of April, where she just started crushing it. And she's like, I'm going diamond, like I'm getting that bonus. And I'm probably off on the number. It's probably more than what I'm saying, but Melissa is very humble and she's not going to tell you guys. Like, she signed like 40 customers or something this month, like probably more than that. I'm probably like understating it. And it's just so incredible to watch, because the things she's doing, you guys, are simple things. She's just waking up each day excited, believing the best is yet to come, knowing she can do it, and like knowing, why not her? Like, if anyone else could do that, why not her? And I just love so much that you shared that, Melissa, and shared that, you know, when you started doing self-development, that's when you really started, you know, having that mindset shift and, you know, seeing your belief, you know, raised to a new level. And I just think it's so incredible you reminded everyone that you've got to fall in love with the process, because no one just starts the business and then wakes up as an ambassador diamond, or starts the business and wakes up as a diamond. Like, you have to be like, fall in love with the process of doing the things we do in the business. And before you know it, like, you have glided your way onto diamond and earning that bonus. Then you've glided your way on to double, and so on and so forth. But if you can't fall in love with the process that it's going to take to get there, like, you know, it's going to take you so much longer. So I just think that was such an amazing reminder. Do you want to share, Melissa, just like what your, you know, where most of your customers are coming from, and then just any tips you have on signing customers? I know that you've just been just a rock star customer enroller, and you guys, she signs high BV customers. Someone can be interested in Thermify X, and it's going to be a 200 BV order. And this is like, you guys, right now during the middle of the Corona craziness and everything else, but that doesn't matter. She's getting people set up on the best package for them. And I can't remember who, I think it was Haley Walsh shared something in the chat the other day about just like her confidence and like someone wanting one product. And she's like, I just don't feel comfortable selling you that. You need to lose 70 pounds. So you need all this. And when Haley said that, I think of Melissa too. I think you guys are both really similar in that, where you're recommending the best for the customer, no matter what their initial interest was in, no matter what their budget is in. So if you just want to kind of just share your best tips and just like how you upsell with everyone.
Sure. Okay. So definitely, as far as most of my customers, they came from host to post. So I had some amazing ones that just really blew up that people had done for me. So those blew up. I reached out to all of them. And then when I reach out, I'm doing the TFX. And initially I'm just, you know, like, I hope you're staying safe and healthy. I'll give that initial description, the TFX. And then I'm going to go into something Jordan suggested. And that's, you know, and just for my knowledge, let me know what your overall health goals are, so I can make sure that I'm pairing you with the perfect products for you and just serving you best. And then that conversation, like, it's not a quick sell. I don't want it to be a quick sell. I want to set them up with the best for them. And so that's my whole goal in mind. I want to fully understand what their goals are, and they share them. They share exactly what their goals are. They'll tell me about their thyroid issues and their worries of diabetes. And now I'm like, look, they have me like on a search, you know, of like trying to figure out all the answers for them. But that's exactly what I want. I want to help them, you know, in any way that I can. And I want to find that perfect fit, that, you know, simplicity. There's so many coffee drinkers. So that's been such an easy way to work in that Thermify X and the greens. Thermify X, greens, and the coffee. If not that, it's been Thermify X, fat fighters, and greens. My tripod failed me, y'all. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
If they're not like a coffee or tea drinker, then Thermify X, fat fighters, and greens. So I was enrolling those like crazy. So yeah, it was definitely triple threat whenever it came to those host to post, and that's what they reached out for me. That's what they reached out with, was that Thermify X, and then I'd go in with the 3. Sorry, I'm trying to think now. So that's mainly my customers, and a lot of them came from my product posts. Like something I was scared of again. I don't know why. I did my before and afters, had a Certified X description up. That one blew up for me. I did a cleanse one. That one blew up for me. I love polls in the stories. They might accidentally click, yes, me, more details. It's okay. Like, I'm going to get in your inbox, you know, but I don't know. People love interacting with the polls. And so I love that aspect too, to get that interaction going in different ways. And then now they're in my inbox. So that really has worked for me as far as getting the customers, and then really just addressing them on what their needs are, what their wants and goals are, and really targeting that. Amanda's training, that was 2 weeks ago. I thought that was absolutely amazing on the products. And then now my affirmations every morning, I write, I'm an expert on our products. I feel so confident in what I have, you know, what we have to offer, and the 3 that I'm going to suggest, or, you know, how many ever. So her training did like huge things for me. And then same with Chelsea, like her sharing her heart that she has for her customers, like that really changed the game too. Really taking the time to get to know your customers, what their, you know, goals are, and then just, you know, your heart's in the right place to help them. That was just a huge impact on my business and with my customers.
I love that. That is so, so good. And just such a good reminder. I love how you said, like, you don't want it to be a quick sell. It could be a quick sell. Like, you could get them on TFX and be done, but you're really taking that extra time to get to know them. And I think what's so powerful about that is whenever you've taken the time to get to know somebody like that, and they've opened up to you, like, hey, I am pre-diabetic. Hey, I have this issue. I have that issue. You now can confidently explain like why this is going to be great for them. And if they do try to, you know, oh, maybe I better wait, you know what's going on with them. It's kind of like when you have a PDT and they tell you that they have no money for groceries, but then they try to say, oh, I'm a little scared, I don't want to sign up. And then you're like, girl, you need to sign up. Like, let me help you have grocery money. I can help you change your life. Like, once you know what's going on in their life, like, you have that, I don't want to call it ammunition because that sounds like not exactly the way I'm trying to say it, but for lack of a better word, you've got that ammunition, like, you know how to follow up because you know their need. And I feel like that is exactly what Melissa's doing with customers, is like, she knows why they need the products. And so they're going to trust her because she's going to confidently explain, like, hey, I can help you. This is going to be a good combo for you that's going to help you get back to you again. So I just think that's such an incredible reminder to everyone, because I know sometimes at month end, we do go just like fast, 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 boom, 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 because things are so crazy. But just taking that extra time you're going to have a bigger order. The customer's going to be happier. They're going to have better results. They're going to stay a customer longer. And even if it is the case where someone can't get all the products you recommended at one time, they're still going to eventually try them anyways because you put that bug in their ear. I don't know if you guys caught whenever Melissa first was my customer, she asked me about toning, and I recommended wraps and defining gel. And money was tight. She was a teacher, and she's like, I better just do the gel. But she didn't end up trying wraps at a later date. She ended up trying coffee and greens and celery and all kinds of things. And so just, knowing that even if for some reason they don't get what you recommend at that very second, they're still going to try what you recommended eventually. And so taking that extra time is always going to make them feel more taken care of and, be good for you too. Melissa, what are any final tips that you would want to share with everyone? It's month end. We've got a lot of people running for promotions. We've got people running all the way for executive up to, triple diamond, presidential diamond, you name it. And so you've been enrolling a lot. You've had a lot of success with host to post, your product post, your stories, and I know you shared some tips, but what are just any final words of wisdom you would share with people watching? Maybe they're really close to promotion, maybe they're still kind of far away. What would you say to them about why not them? Why can't they make it happen this month?
Yeah, like each day, like I don't worry about tomorrow. It's about what can I do today? What post can I throw up that I know I'm going to get some comments? What story can I throw up? And then what conversations need to be going on in the background? That's huge. I want so many conversations going, and I want to be the last one to have, obviously you're the last one who responded. So I'm going through my long list within my messenger and assuring that I have, checked in with them, that I followed up, and that I've answered, their last questions. So that back end that you can't see, you've got to be following up there, and I love one of the tips, like if you're just kind of stuck on like, how to follow up with them again, throw up that before and after picture. And I'm so excited. I just came across this before and after, and I know you were thinking on that skinny fruit and the greens, and I came across this and I had to share that with you. So were you ready to get started on it? So like just be creative in that, really do those follow-ups, have those conversations going. If you're at a standstill, you need another post up, ask those customers to throw up a host to post for you. So you've got to get more conversations going on and going, about it in those creative ways. But stay focused. That's what I mean. Focus, have your goal, have like those 5 LCs that you're wanting to get today, and figure out how you're going to make that happen.
All right. My biggest takeaways from that, you guys, is she doesn't worry about tomorrow. She worries about today. What can she do today? Don't fret about, oh, I'm running out of time, I'm not going to be able to promote. Focus on what you can do today. And then I absolutely loved you said, if you're at a standstill, throw another post up. Like that's just, it's so simple, you guys, but so golden. If you're at a standstill, put something else in your story with a poll, put a new post up, like do something that's going to bring more traction to you. Oh my gosh, Melissa, I love all this so much because, people can hear tips from so many different people. And a lot of times I think that, we have this way about us where we just kind of count ourselves out. We're like, oh, I don't know that I could do that. And what I love so much about your story is so many things you said that just, kept coming out in different ways. I know you actually said, why not me? And that was something you told yourself, but that theme kept coming up throughout everything you shared tonight. And you're new, you've been in the business 3 months, like in all things considered, you're pretty new in the business, but you speak and carry yourself as if you've been in for so long. And I hope this inspired and encouraged everyone tonight that it doesn't matter how long you've been in, if you can set your mind to it and you can focus on today, focus on what you can do today and make it happen, that can be you. And so we are cheering you guys on. Take Melissa's tips, implement them, and just make this month in the best possible scenario it can end for you, and carry on as much momentum as you can throughout the month, because how you end April, I almost said March, how you end April is how you start May. And so if you want to go into May and you want to be, whatever is announced in May, you want to be in a position to maximize it all, it starts with what are you doing right now? So if you've already counted yourself out and you're like, oh, I'm too far from diamond, it's not going to be this month, it'll have to be next month. Well, if you just kept running through the end of the month, number one, you could go diamond this month, but number two, even if for some reason you didn't, you'd set yourself up to double promote next month. Carry on that momentum, run like your hair's on fire, you guys. This is rare air. We will never get these days back. And I just absolutely love so much that we have so many promotions happening left and right on the team. We're over 50 promotions now, you guys. So why not you? Take Melissa's tips, implement them, make this your best month yet. We are cheering you on, and we love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much, Melissa. Bye, guys.